please like and subscribe.
Holly just choked.
She's
not ready for the cryptic
She's all
corner.
like, she's like, oh.
This is my favorite segment. I can't wait to hear what you have today.
Today
snap.
we're gonna be talking about clones.
Oh,
Do you think a lot of the celebrities are cloned? Like, you think when they go crazy, they get swapped out, so to speak?
Or if they pass away early or something.
Yeah. Well, I hear all the teenagers talk, and they always talk about, oh, that's not the real Kim Kardashian. And I'm always like, oh, so you guys know they're clones too? And they're always like, yeah, definitely. Like, kids say that. And I'm always like, yeah, that's what the kids talk about these days.
Well, I've heard like Chris Brown and Kanye West don't perform on stage anymore. It's their clone.
That's,
Which I don't know if that's true or not.
Kanye got brought up this week about him not being the real Kanye. Yeah.
Holy crap! I didn't know that.
Well, we saw an
So
article.
Which one's the crazy one, the real one or actual Kanye? That's the question.
Like when Kanye went on, did you ever see his little rant he went on in his concert?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he woke up and then he was telling everybody that the government's been lying to you. Everything they do is a lie. And he goes on and on about, hey, listen to me, you know. And after that, he went to a mental hospital and then came out.
After that, isn't that when him and Trump became like friends and close?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
And supposedly that's not the same dude.
So which one's the same dude? The one that
came out with Trump.
Came out and
that's like the clone.
The friend with Trump is a clone?
Friend with Trump, yeah. Like,
and
if you ever,
okay.
Yeah, if you ever watch, I mean, you ever look at that dude's expression, like Kanye when he's coming out with Trump, like, he's just like, it's almost like a newborn baby coming out for the first time. He's got that look.
Yeah.
I do think it's odd that, was it Polly the sheep that was cloned like 25 years ago?
Yeah, Dolly.
A Dolly. And then they didn't continue the research.
Yeah.
So that's odd to me. Like, they don't just stop. Yeah, it's almost like they figured it out. Now we're going to use it for whatever we want.
Yeah.
Whether they're all cloned or not, I don't know. But I will tell you that the life that those people are living, it's always going to end bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're seeing some of them, whether they're actually having mental breakdowns because they just can't live that life anymore. They can't. I mean, we're seeing Instagram influencers, which I know we all hate that word, committing suicide.
Yeah.
Because they can't keep it up and they're still searching for that next thing. So I think there is a lot of mental health, mental breakdowns type stuff when it comes to those people not in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a lot of money involved in keeping them active, whether it's not them. We kind of talked about that with Paul and the whole conspiracy. Did he die in the late 60s in a car crash?
Right.
So I don't think it's that far-fetched.
Yeah.
But it just shows you how much we don't really care that we don't notice it's not the same person.
Yeah.
Because you can clone them, but there's something inside of you that you can't clone.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for us to not really can tell that it's not the same person means we don't really care that much for them in the first place.
Right.
Just
and
my
you
thought.
only know them. You don't know them. Like, if you're
Right. Well enough to know, like, the features of their, like, soul. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like that's what you can't clone.
You can't clone that.
Yeah.
Who you are inside, you can't clone.
Yeah, Holly, on that point, if I called you and you said, "Hey Josh, what's up?" within 2 words of that, without me telling you what's going on, you could probably tell if, like, I'm really sad, like something bad really happened. If I'm really excited, happy, maybe just blah, because that's what you're talking about. Is when you know somebody, there are slight tones to things. Unfortunately, I've had to make phone calls before where I said one word and the other person on the line said, "What is wrong?" Because they just knew, and it was bad, but they just knew. So you're right. There is something to that for sure.
Yeah.
But
And I feel like we don't know because we're not close with these people. So
Right.
we're not going to see it. You know what I mean? Like, whereas somebody I talk to on a regular basis, you guys, I would know immediately, like
Mhm.
just by one word. Whereas like a Kim Kardashian, I would have absolutely no clue. It would just be like, oh, she's just Kim Kardashian, whatever.
She's
You know?
having a
Right.
weird day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have that personal.
Well, they only let us see what they want us to see.
Yeah.
That
So-
too. Yeah.
It's the little magic black box.
Mm-hmm.
Everything comes through.
What were you gonna say?
Well, if you can clone the body itself, say the molecules and whatever, but you're not going to get the soul in it. So what is it? You know,
Something that's trained. Like,
Yeah, and is
Yeah.
it the when you clone it? Are you cloning all the memories, all the thoughts, all the you know what I mean?
that's what I was getting ready to say. But
Or does it have
they
to be
transfer?
trained?
Can they transfer? What kind of tech do they got? Can they transfer memories?
Well, we keep hearing about this Neuralink thing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
That's going to change the world, and I'm not sure it's for the good.
Right.
no.
So they could probably transfer a lot. It's not the soul they're transferring. It's like moving one information from a hard drive to another hard drive.
It's a database.
But it's not the
Yeah.
same computer.
Hmm.
But it knows the same things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's scary. I don't
So,
like
do
that.
you think that's
Yeah.
the case?
Yeah, I definitely think they clone some of them and that they do transfer memories.
Do you have any examples
I
besides the ones you've already said, or ones you're suspicious of?
I do. I think some of our politicians
Yeah.
and world leaders are
Yeah.
clones.
Yeah. Why is it when the
Won't
when
name
the
names.
death rate is or the mortality rate is say, I don't even know what it is anymore. Let's say 70.
Mm-hmm.
Why are all our politicians the one that live to be 90-some years old?
Right. Right.
That's just weird.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it's
No.
just a thought I've always had.
I didn't want to say I didn't want to name any names, but other than celebrities, but I do think that a lot of politicians and world leaders are. I even think some like news anchors are. Some of the popular ones.
It might
That's-
how they get them to say what they say sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just out there.
Yeah.
But I wish we could get back a little bit off topic. I wish we could get back to the point where the news people just report the news. I don't really care what you think. Just tell me what's going on. Let me make up my own mind.
Yeah.
Just give me the information.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's like that.
Yeah.
ESPN's like that too. It used to just be highlights. Hey, look at this awesome game.
Yeah.
But well, now they got to tell you who's the greatest of all time and two talking heads that are fighting each other. I don't care what you have to say.
Yeah.
Just give me the facts. Let me make up my own mind. My buddies and I will have those conversations. I don't need to watch you have those conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, a
gotta
little bit of
push
a
their
rant.
agenda.
Oh no.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's really what it is.
And they either don't care anymore or they're just getting worse at hiding what their agenda is. They either don't care that you know what the agenda is or they're just getting worse at hiding it.
I think it's getting as time goes on, as people get woke up and the social media and cameras are everywhere. I think it's getting harder for them to hide it,
That's probably true.
and to the point where it becomes so hard, they do kind of start to give up a little bit on trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it too is power. I think they have so much power that it doesn't matter if you know it's the truth or
Cockiness.
not. Yeah.
They're
Well,
prideful.
they're untouchable
Yeah.
Yeah.
until you mess with somebody. There's always somebody more powerful than you
Yep.
somewhere. It's like they always say that about you may be the biggest, baddest person in that town, but you won't be necessarily at the next town. And just like boxing and that sort of stuff, eventually everybody runs into somebody that's a little bit bigger or badder than you. So
Yep. And I think what we think we know when we're like, oh, we're figuring this conspiracy stuff out. Like, oh, we know this. I think it's way more than we
It's
think
a
we
layer.
know. Yeah, it's a layer.
Yeah.
Like it's so much deeper. We think, oh, we're figuring it out, but it's way deeper.
it's like
I
the
believe
top
that.
sheet, but there's a bunch hiding under the mattress.
Yep.
So you
Yes.
get that layer that like the onion, you peel that and you're like, oh, wow, okay. But some of that I think is that we get satisfied because we think we figured it out.
We
Like,
think, yeah,
oh,
we
okay.
we got
Yeah.
complete victory.
But I will also
But-
tell you, there are times when you get that layer or that second layer, I don't want to know anymore.
That was gonna be the
Like,
next thing
I'm
I say.
done looking into that.
There's things that I've seen, and like people won't accept this as truth, even if it was and is and comes out as truth. People will deny it. Like,
It's because they refuse to, and most likely it scares them. Because there's
Yeah.
some things with me, I'm like, I don't want to believe that because the truth is scarier than the damn lie. And
True.
so
Uh-huh.
it's like, I don't know if I really want to know, you know? So
And as
I
we've
think that's the majority of it.
And
I
as
do
we've
too.
all kind of started to get more into more conspiracy stuff, like I told you before, Holly, there are certain things you cannot unsee. So you
No.
have to make a conscious decision: am I going further, or am I leaving that alone?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because there has been some things I've come across that I'm like, I wish I would have never known about that. It just makes me
Same.
lose faith in humanity a little bit there. So
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm one of those guys that's like, I just want to know what's real. Like, even if it makes me sick to my stomach. Like, I'd
Can you
rather
handle the
still
truth?
know the truth.
there's a point on some things that I do not need to know what they eat with kids.
With the kids, that's hard.
It is really
But
hard.
you can't help the kids unless you know, too.
Agreed.
So, like,
Agreed.
the world has to know.
True.
So if you truly want to save them from that, we have to know the disgusting truth about it.
My only fear with that though, Greg, is I feel like when we do get to know certain things that we didn't know before, then it becomes the norm. And then people aren't scared of it anymore. And then it becomes legalized and it's every day. And
Yeah, some of
that
that's
scares me.
supposed to be legalized right
Well,
now.
yeah.
You know.
But it still has to come out.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but in your own research,
Yeah.
for anybody that does like conspiracies, you do at some point have to decide how much further am I going to dig into it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen things I wish I wouldn't have seen.
Me too.
And I firmly believe in the things that I came across, but man, I wish I wouldn't have. I kind of wish I didn't know some of that stuff. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's stuff we can't talk about on YouTube.
You can't talk here.
No.
You
So-
find out for yourself.
Yeah, you just have to.
I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.